Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore, my channel about cross stitch and every once in a while some other crafty stuff and a little bit of life, usually somewhere in there as well. If you are new, thank you so much for pressing play and giving my channel a try. I hope you like what you see, and you'll hit subscribe and like and come back for more. And if you're a returning viewer, as always, you know I am so grateful for each and every one of you for choosing to watch my video. I know there's a ton of choices, and in December it's a little overwhelming, to be honest with you. So if you are choosing to watch me, I am so thankful and I'm grateful for you. So just wanted to say that. All right, I have a lot of stitching this week actually, so I think I'm just gonna jump right in and hit the ground running. No finishes, none. I have a few things that I probably may have finished for you next week, but some starts, several starts actually. So I think I was concentrating more on starts as we started with the new month. It's December, can you believe it? Not so much on the finishes. Oh, before I forget, okay, so we're going a little bit more, I don't know if I can stand up, I have my back right to the wall, but we're going a little bit crazier with our sweaters today. So it's another one of those crazy Christmas sweaters, but you only get to see the top part for the most part. So there we go. It's one of those kind of comfy in between tops. So even though, again, it might be considered uncool, I'm gonna wear it anyway. I have got a few though, I'm telling you. I was looking this morning, and we are going to get, as we get closer to Christmas, we're gonna get a little bit busier and brighter, and yep, busier than this, I can guarantee you. But I'm gonna have fun with it, you know. I'm finding fun in all the places I can. All right, WIPs, works in progress, if you are new to stitching and am not aware of that acronym. So first one, I am starting right off with Nantucket Trio, and I am going to work on that one right away, show you that one right away. This is, now I have a lot of digital patterns this week, so you will see several iPad different pictures this week. It's not too bad. I actually don't even need to put the lights on. The sun wants to come out before the rain comes, but so I'm gonna see if I can do this with, and so I'm not sure I'll have much glare. Oh, maybe a little bit. This one is from Hemlock and Rye Stitchery, and it is Christmas Nantucket Trio, Christmas in Nantucket Trio. There we go. And I am stitching them all in one piece. And okay, so from a distance, look what we got. We are almost halfway through the third house. Up close, this is the house I'm working on. I love it. So this week I really focused on the second floor and got that whole chunk, I'm pretty sure, done. And then we are just gonna work our way across and work our way down, and I will finish with the big tree with the lights right here. This is done on an 18 count Nantucket Sky by Fabrics by Stephanie. And I used mostly all the called for. The only thing I changed up was I kept all three fences white rather than house 2 and 3, according to the chart, would have ecru fences. But again, because I'm connecting them, I kept it all white, and I got a little worried. This is why I didn't purposely do it the first time. Here I just added a little bit extra to kind of extend the fence so the houses weren't on top of each other, and you had this coming out anyway. So I said, oh yeah, I got to do that. This one I added some extra, not really thinking that these two might be almost the same size. So definitely, if you combine them, give yourself, just do another slat or two of a fence if you're combining the fences, a little bit more greenery, and that way your houses, your roofs will be fine. We do have a Sal for this. It is hashtag Nantucket Trio Sal. I haven't put a picture up in a while. I probably should, because we are getting closer to the end. But check it out, and if you stitch them in any form, even if it's just a single house, I would love to see how you stitch it, what you're stitching it on, and what you do with it. So join us on that Sal if you want to. So super excited. Love, love, love this piece. And this one is a piece that I do continue every week. I do not take it out of the rotation. And my goal is to try to get it done for Christmas. So we got a few more weeks to go, but I think I can do it. So that's the first one. All right, second one is ChristmasLand by Raise the Roof Designs. It's not a great picture. It's tough to see it. This was one that I pulled out from last year. I had started it last year. This is done on, it's now called Mystic Gray from Zweigart. It's just fabric I had gotten from 123 Stitch when I was first starting back into cross stitch. And that's what we have so far. So I didn't do a ton. I did some more of the words and we started to work our way this way. So I may give this another week before putting it aside because it's not going to get done for Christmas. But again, part of what drew me to this is the quirkiness. Everything is just a little bit kind of on an angle or a little bit off, or just a little fun in that way. The trees are not perfectly symmetrical. The words are a little bit up and down, but I thought that was cute. So definitely going to keep on working on this one at some point, but I'm not sure this coming week it will be what I use. I don't know yet. I don't make plans. Like, I don't have plans. I just pull out what I feel like, unless it's something like Nantucket Trio, when I know I'm going to do that each week. I gave another week to Kringles. Kringles is from, it's Little House Needleworks, yeah. If you did not watch last week, I came to the conclusion that I'm not going to make it a 3-story building. I'm going to make it a 2-story building. And since I've only started working on the top, I'm fine, and I'll work my way down. Honestly, I did what I feel like is a decent amount. I don't know how much you're gonna notice. I just kept going on the roof. So definitely I got all that filled in. I got the window, and then I got some more to do. So I'm not sure. I think a couple more sessions are at least are gonna take me for the roof before I can even work my way down. So will I continue this one? At this point, maybe, or I might take a week off from this. There's a lot of just, it's intensive counting here, to be honest with you. So I have another week of intensive counting, and then the fill-in's nice and easy because, you know, it's just then the darker color. But I have to do the lighter color and the fence, and then I can have an easier time of it. And then doing the bricks is nice because that's the same repeating pattern. I have to choose which 5 rooms I'm going to do, because I'm going to do 2 down here, and then my top row will be 3, and I'm taking 3 out. I just don't know which ones yet I'm doing. So we'll see. We're working, that's a work in progress there in many ways. Pun not intended, but it works. But I don't know. This is where next week I might be on location. So I don't know what I'm going to bring with me to stitch, and I'm not sure big pieces like this will make it with me on the road. We'll see. I have to figure that out. And I do kind of have to plan, which is not something I usually plan. So we'll have to wing it a little bit and plan it a little bit. So your guess is as good as mine for next week. I did pull back. I guess you could call it a whip return, because I did this, I stitched this, started it in January, excuse me. And then I put it aside because I knew it wasn't going to get done for that month. So I jumped ahead and did some of the other months. And what I'm talking about is the January cottage. I'm slowly working on all 12. I don't know which ones, I'm not sure which ones I don't have. I better look at that. And I just placed a 123 stitch order. I better look at this because I'm going to have to pick up a few more months because I do not have all 12 of them to get them all done. Now, this set, when I originally started, I didn't know how they were going to be finished, and so what I did was I made a conscious decision to stitch all 12 on the same type of fabric. So I'm actually using the back side of Vintage Country Mocha, because so far every single house the colors have popped on this side of the fabric and have looked good, have gone, have matched it well. So this is where I am. Now this top, the word and the snowflakes and part of the house were done. So this was not a week's worth of stitching. I focused on finishing the house, and I was hoping to get the house completely done with all the windows filled in, but I ran out of time. But the house is almost done. And then there's not a lot left. I mean, we've got a snowman, a tree, and then the bottom. I don't know if this will get finished for next week. This would be a good road trip piece, so it might. And yeah. So that I think this week could be the week of smalls, really. But we'll talk about that with plans more. So that was the whip that I brought back from January. I don't know how many more of the whips from last year I will bring back. Some of them only have like a strand of stitches in them. So it's not like, I'd almost be starting them all over again, which I may end up doing because my fabric choices were minimal back then. I have a digital thing here that I just don't want to show you the pattern, so I'm going to just do a quick fold. Yeah, some of them, I had maybe 3 or 4 pieces of fabric to choose from color-wise, and it was just all your standard neutrals, which I love. Clearly, you're going to see a lot of neutrals here, but some of them I think I might want to restart on other fabrics. This I do not have on my iPad. I just saved it to my desktop. There was, and I don't know if it's still available, the magazine, The Gift of Stitching, DoveStitchDotCom, had offered a free issue download, and it was issue number 34, November 2008. And I don't know if it was over Black Friday weekend. I thought I've seen people, and I have no idea, I think right now they might have some sort of deal for $35, $40. You get all of the downloads. I'm not sure. I'd have to look through this magazine again and decide if it would be worth it for me. But this was nice because it was free, so you could get a chance. So check, maybe they still are offering this download for free. I don't know. They had a Prairie schooler in there. They had this Santa. I don't know, have a clue if he's since been released, because I haven't been in the cross stitch world long enough, back into it long enough to know. I had stopped stitching by 2008. Gosh, I had stopped stitching before 2000. So I am really out of it. So this might be in a chart now for all I know. I'm sure most of you would know better than me. But I thought he was cute. I like the Prairie Schooler Santas. And you can see I don't like to waste fabric. Look at the teeny tiny piece of fabric I'm stitching it on. This is Vintage Country Mocha. I like the Prairie Schoolers. I think for ornament wise, I'm thinking I might put them on these kind of neutrals, whether it's coffee tea dyed or Vintage Country Mocha. And then I did the 2020 Santa on Jade Pictureless Plus, which I loved. So I might do more of those on that to kind of have kind of continuity among the different Prairie Schoolers. But this is what I have so far. Now I started this week. So it's a small piece, but it's dense because you've got his beard took forever. And then you've got his entire body is also completely full stitched. And that'll be it. It's his body and a tree. So this could certainly be done by this week, but it was just a lot of intense stitching. I did change his face. I do not care for the pink Prairie Schooler and Lizzie Kate faces. They're just too pink for me. So what I have been doing is I have been using 738 for the faces, and then usually whatever they choose for the face, whatever color, I use that for the cheeks instead, because then the cheeks or whatever are is really this bright pink, which really doesn't work for me. So, but using that lighter pink, so the face was supposed to be 758, and I used that for the cheeks and nose, and then 738 I brought in for the face. And that's what I'm going to do for all the Prairie Schooler Santas, is the same thing, is 738 for the face. And it's probably the same cheeks and nose color. They've probably carried it throughout with all their different patterns. So I had a 4-inch piece of fabric, and I just cut it down and cut the other side of it. This here has a very tight border, which I like. It also has a back stitched square line around it. I am not doing that. Honestly, even at the finished piece there, you can see the line wavers because trying to keep that straight when you're pulling it on something, for me, would be near impossible. So I'm not going to bother with it. He is just going to be stitched as is without a little boxed line. And then this would be definitely finished very tight to the edges, which is why I'm not worried about having next to no border. So that's a new start. I have 3 new starts this week. This was one of them. Now they're all smalls, so it's not like I went crazy. My next one, I need the iPad for again, because it's a digital pattern. And let's work our way, whoops. There we go. Okay. The next one was from Primrose Cottages, and I think she has a lot of quilting materials on Etsy. She'll be linked underneath this whip, but she also has a line of stitched items cross-stitched items that she has designed, and that might be called Primrose Cottage Stitches. I'm not 100% sure. I pulled out Jingle All the Way. Super cute. She has a set of 3, 2 that are Christmassy and 1 that's a snowman that could be Christmassy or not. And these are, again, you're gonna see my small pieces of fabric. That's what I have so far. So that got started 2 days ago, Wednesday. And you can see how quick. If I was a sit down and stitch all day kind of stitcher, which you know by now I cannot, I have to stitch for a little while, get up. Sometimes I can make it through a Hallmark movie, fast forwarding through the commercials without having to move around, but that's usually my limit. So this did not get just constant. If you just sat down and you're a fast stitcher and you devoted a good chunk of a day to, I don't even know, some of you fast stitchers could be half a day. This could be done. This is done. Oh, I haven't 18 count. One thing I didn't tell you, everything is 18 count. I know I've been telling you the fabrics, but I forget sometimes. If you're new, everything you see is 18 count. This is an 18 count. It's called Magical Clouds, and it's from DoveStitchDotCom. It's a fabric, as you can see here, it's a fabric flare, so it's a printed piece. See, I'll even show you my back. But you can tell here, it's just a printed, which definitely has its positives, because what you see is definitely what you're gonna get. So if you know you need a specific shade, you know, obviously the beauty of hand dyeing is sometimes it looks like the picture, sometimes it doesn't. This, as long as your monitor is set properly, will always look like the picture because it's just a print. I've never used it though. I assume it's fabric flare. It's nice. It's not really stiff, but it's not really soft either, and I've enjoyed stitching on it. I have this and another piece that I pulled them out this week. I had bought some a few months ago, hadn't found the right projects for them yet, but then this week 2 just happened to come up. So that's where we are. This could most definitely be a finish this week. So I need to word way, and I need the presents, and that's pretty much it. They have it, I don't know how they have it finished. What's nice is she shows different finishes for some of them. Oh yeah, so she's got it finished as a nice little simple ornament with a couple layers and a piece of ribbon. I could do that. That I could do. If I could find fabrics, because I'm not really shopping right now. And I've been hesitant to really get a lot online. So I know I can finish some of these, but I may not have the materials to finish some of these until I am out and about shopping again. But this is super cute. If you want a quick stitch, like I said, she has 3 that are kind of Christmassy. She had 3 that were Halloween focused, and then she's got some more Christmas patterns that are a little bit bigger. Super cute. I enjoy her charting. It's really, she does a nice job, cute designs, and the charts are easy to read. She does do mostly DMC, sometimes some fancy floss, but she does provide a DMC alternative. And you know me, I'm a DMC girl. So that's that one. Okay, one more. I have one more new start, and I want to show the picture because I'm changing it. And let me see here. There we go. And I gotta make sure I don't show the pattern because it's on the same page. So because I had watched Kim J Inspired and Kim was stitching this, she totally got me to get the digital magazine subscription completely on this pattern alone. And I found some other cute stuff. And, you know, now I can get, what, a year's worth of back issues I can also look at. So certainly worth the price. A lot of you are stitching it. So a lot of you have seen it. It's the Winter Cardinal Etching. Whoops. And it is Cecilia Turner of Heart and Hand Needleart is what it's called. Beautiful. I love the colors that she used. I loved how she finished it. And I may stitch it like that at some point in time. But as soon as I saw this, something else popped into my head. I don't have a lot yet, so you got to work with me. You got to visualize my vision with me. And let me pull out, because I don't know yet what I'm going to do. But this is what I have so far. This just got started yesterday. It's a pretty quick stitch. Look. So this is being done on charcoal 18 count from, and it's a little bit darker in person. It's, you know what? I'm showing up. It's showing the red in between from my sweater. There we go. That's a little bit better. It is 18 count charcoal from DoveStitchDotCom again. So this is the second piece. Again, you can see it's a printed piece of fabric. Again, I think it's fabric flare. It's white on the back. I could show you my back because it's all white stitching. You won't be able to see. So my vision, as soon as I saw this, I wanted the dark color with the white. Is it birch trees? I think the birch trees. The white birch trees with the, and I'm going to combine a couple of DMCs. I don't know if it's these two yet. I don't know the art of combining DMC, so I'm still learning that. It might be these two. But look at the white, the red, and the gray. I think it's going to be gorgeous. I am so thrilled. I looked at whatever color that the Cardinal was in Fancy Floss. The DMC alternative was not a Cardinal color in the least. So I could not go that route. So now I am looking at combining DMCs because obviously you know I don't have the Fancy Floss. But if you have stitched a Cardinal in a certain DMC color, or I'm not opposed to combinations. After stitching Nantucket Trio, the way Julie charted those combos of DMCs, I love that idea. So if you have a color or a combo or suggestion you have used and loved, please let me know. Because I think just straight 321 might be a little bit bright. I think I wanted to add, this one is 304, but I was also thinking 815 might be an option. I think that might be a little darker. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But this Cardinal is going to be surrounded by the white trees. I really think those are called birches. Maybe? I'm not sure. And so the red is just, he's really going to pop. And for me, this is a winter Cardinal, and I'm just thinking it's, I live where we get snow and gray days very often. So I'm thinking it's a gray day, and you've got the beautiful trees without the leaves, and the Cardinal, you can see him. He just pops, and that happens many a time around here, is that you see the Cardinals out and about, and so I love it. Love it. I may stitch it, like I said, the other way as well, but as soon as I saw this color combination popped into my head, and I just had to make it. Oh, and again, you're seeing my sweater. I just had to make it a reality. And I wanted it to be, I didn't want it to be a chalkboard kind of gray. I wanted it more of a dark gray without being too kind of dark. So I thought this one was nice. It's got kind of some of the shades of lighter color, lighter gray mixed in with the darker gray. And so that's it. If you are stitching this, whatever color, if you've put it on social media, let me know. I'd love to see it. Super excited about that. So that's my stitching. I got a lot done this week, or a lot of stitching. Plans, besides Nantucket Trio and working on some of my smalls, I think I'm going to kind of focus on smalls this week more than thinking about other things. Yeah, I think that's going to be my focus. I have no plans really exactly for December. I have no plans for 2021. It's going to be a go with the flow. I'm going to see what I like and pick what I like and just go with it. So I can't tell you much for plans. That's going to be a little bit of a see what happens type of thing. Shopping. Now, I did do some digital pattern shopping, but because I might be on location next week, I figured I would wait and show it then because I won't have access to any. I have a few things that are coming physically in the mail, but if I'm away next week from here, I will not be able to get them and show them to you. So there's a few I definitely want to show you from my Black Friday digital shopping, so I think I'll save that for next week's video. What I have this week though, I tried a new fabric dyer and I love her. I love her. I haven't tried stitching on any of her stuff yet, but I'm super excited to give it a try. You will see blues and grays, and I have a variation, blues, grays, and kind of light purples. I went a little crazy with the blues and grays because I love stitching on those. So this new person to me, she's on Etsy, and she might have been on a regular website because she's recently to Etsy. It's To Dye For Fabrics, and I'll link her down below. She has an Etsy shop, and that's where I bought all her stuff. These are all going to be 18 counts. This one is called Wisteria Gray. Let's see if the lighting will pick up these different ones. This one is nice. It's a very pretty gray with just a little bit maybe on the purpley side. So that's the first one, Wisteria Gray. Then I had one that's more on the purple side, which is called Lavender Cloud. Oh, how pretty that is. So if you put those two together, you can see there it looks more grayish. This kind of reminds me a little bit of Shale from Picture This Plus, although I think that one's a little bit more dark. And then this is a Lavender Cloud, so you can see the gray and the purple there. Then I went a little nuts for blues, and I have three different. I'm always on the hunt for the perfect shade of blue. I love stitching on blue. This first one is called Frosted Window, and that's what it looks like. Now, what I really like on her site is, and it's not for every piece, she probably just has to retake some of the pictures. A lot of these, she lays down a DMC skein, a skein of DMC, and shows you what color it looks like. So you get another way to check your colors is, you know, if you're not sure your monitor is telling you exactly what you think it is, you can check that color DMC, and that will give you an option too. So this is Frosted Window. I love it. This one is a little bit bluer. I know it's not going to look much different, but it is. Ice blue. And then we go a little tiny bit darker. And this is Winter's Night. That's so pretty. So those are the three blues. I got just a straight fat quarter. She uses Zweigart fabrics, and she's very affordable. And I probably should place an order. If I want to try some other colors, I should place an order before this video uploads, because then otherwise you guys are all going to be ordering. So there's your different shades of blue. I did see that if you want something for Christmas, you have to order by December 12th, I believe. And then she's shipping whatever date she said she's shipping by, maybe the 19th. And then she's taking off at least a week for the holidays. And then she tells you on the Etsy shop when she's coming back. So that's great. All great info. So if you wanted something as a Christmas gift, you know when to order it by. And then I just went with this just to give it a try. It's a sepia. I thought that was pretty. Lots of things I bet you would look good on that. So she has a wide variety of colors. Clearly you can see with her tags, Ada, Lugano linen, 14 up to 40 count. And everything does come serged. Although you know me, I cut everything apart anyway, but that's great. Really nice. Everything comes serged. great. I had a question I wanted to ask if this was Zweigart, because again, her prices are very affordable, and she answered right away and got back to me, and so good communication. Now, once she gets busier, or if the holidays come, okay, the time will extend, but I think she shipped this within 2 weeks, which right now it's really hard to find a hand dyer who's shipping that fast. Near impossible. I know she did say she has no 16 count and 32 count right now. She won't have any for supply wise, she thinks, until January at some point, but she's very open and honest about it. And just if you read her notes, you can see what she says. So I would totally check her out and recommend her. It's nice. The fabric feels great. I'm really looking forward to giving it a try and stitching on it. So that was I had gotten some Christmas money, and I hadn't really bought anything with it. So this was my Christmas present from my Christmas money. And what's funny is her biggest section is the blues. And so she has a whole bunch of other blues. You'd think I'd have enough blues now, but there's a few others that I'm looking at. I love blue. I love stitching on blue. So that's the shopping. That's all I got to show you. Let's talk giveaways. I just want to remind last week's winner of the 2020 Christmas Ornament Magazine, Rowie Murphy. You have one more week to get back to me. If I do not hear from you within this next week, before I videotape next week's video, I will pick a new winner. So one more week. I give 2 weeks for you to get back to me on that. All right. Then last week, you guys were so lovely. Your kind words about my tags. I know handmade items in some ways is not. Now you guys are crafters, so it's different. But handmade paper products, I should say that in a different way, is not for everyone. And I get that. I've long since worked a few craft fairs, and honestly, if you have a thin skin, do not ever work a craft fair. But work a few craft fairs, and you will learn. No matter what you think of your product, not everybody's gonna like it, and I get it. There's a lot of people that prefer printed paper products. So the fact that so many of you were so lovely and wonderful with the nice things you said about all of my gift tags, which is what this week's giveaway is. I really appreciated it. It was really nice of you. And somebody had mentioned that these would make good floss drops, some of them. I've never done that before. I think I might have to look into that, and maybe I'll add it to my shop at some point. I don't use them, so I don't know what they kind of are made out of. I use good quality cardstock. It's not flimsy. And then sometimes it's a double layer, which means it's really not flimsy. Some of the thinner ones might be, well, even that though, yeah, that's not. So I do really try to use good quality cardstock for all my products. So even this guy, he's not going anywhere. So that might work for flash drops, because obviously you want something that's sturdy. So that was this week's giveaway. And let me mix around the names first. We can't have them just all. Yes, I do old school. There's no comment picker for me. I like to read every single one and then look for your word. And that way, if it's slightly different, if you ever make it plural rather than not, don't worry about it, because I'm looking at it myself. It's not the comment picker that's doing it. And the winner is, who's got it? Oh, Kathy Adams. Kathy, I might have your address actually. I'm not sure. I'm going to look. I'm going to look and see if I have your address. If you want to reach out and send it to me again, but I am 99% sure I might have it. So Kathy, you get the gift tags. And again, I appreciate everybody's kind words on that. Maybe I'll do a few more other paper things, especially if I can fit them into stitching in somehow. I gotta use up my stuff. It's eventually not all coming to Delaware. So I have a room which was converted into my studio, and I got stuff to get rid of. So I think I need to start working, getting some more things made. This week, I'm giving this one up. So I never stitched this. I bought it for myself. And every time I look at it, I say, oh, yep, I'm gonna stitch it. And then I say, oh, no, maybe not. So you know what? If I decide to stitch it later on down the road, I will just get myself another copy. But this one is gonna go to you guys, because maybe one of you would like to stitch it this coming year, or this December, depending on when you get it, or next year. I don't think I will be anytime soon, so I think I'd like to pass this one on. This is Waxing Moon Designs Santa Trio. This is a fairly new design. I think it came out this past year. And it's got the 3 different Santas. And again, I like it, and then I'm kind of like, no, I won't stitch it. And then I'll be like, yep, and then no. So until I know for sure, I'm going to pass it on to somebody who would like to stitch it. So this week, we have our question and our word. The word's going to be easy, Santa. Say the word Santa if you want to be entered. What I want to know from everybody, and if you want to enter the giveaway, you have to answer the question and say the word. If you don't want the pattern, but you just want to answer the question, that's why I add the word there. This week's question was, what was your first car and what happened to it? My first car was I think it was a Pontiac Sunbird. It was a used car, you know. And something major happened to the engine. Like something major, like unfixable, not worth it. That's when I got my favorite car. I had a little Chevy Chevette. It was a standard stick shift, so I had to learn how to drive stick shift, which was interesting. And it was red and it had a little sunroof. And again, it was a used car. That thing I used for years and years and years. And I have to say, I brought it in at some point for work, and they were really impressed that the clutch, I had not worked through the clutch. So I was a good stick shift driver, I guess, because that clutch was still in good condition and the car was old. But that thing came down to South Carolina with me. We towed it down when I went to grad school at Clemson, and it spent time down in South Carolina with me, and then we towed it back up, and I used it for years before it met its demise. So let me know what that, even though it wasn't my first car, that's my favorite car. So what was your first car and what happened to it? Or if you have a favorite car, that's also fun to talk about, and what happened to it. But first cars are kind of always fun. My kids have their grandparents' hand-me-down, which is in perfect condition. It's the nicest car we own because my in-laws kept it totally perfect, and they didn't drive anywhere. So the kids lucked out on their first car. But what was yours and what happened to it? And if you'd like to be entered into the giveaway, also add the word somewhere, Santa, in your comments. Other than that, remember there's still a coupon code to Jubilance Lane, Stitching by the Shore. It's $10 off your entire order, including whatever the sale prices are. And I think that's good to the end of the year. So if you want to buy something before Christmas or after Christmas, I think it's good through the 31st. Down below my video, I have the code, so you'll see, and I have all the details as well. Other than that, not too much. Good thing I didn't have any more shopping. We're already at 38 minutes. But not much going on, really. We had the weather did hold last Friday. It wasn't the warmest day in the world. We had to wear jackets, but my in-laws and my mom were able to come over, and we all went into the backyard. I don't think anybody even came into the house. And we had the grandparents strategically stretched out at one part, and then we were sitting distance from them besides, and we had a tea and some dessert, and it was a short visit, but it was nice. It wasn't the long several hours visit we normally would have had at Christmas, but it was nice to see everybody in person rather than FaceTime or just talking on the phone. And the weather held out for us. so that was Friday, and then I think that we put up our tree. So the tree is up. We do a fake tree, so that's easy enough. And although I like walking around Christmas tree farms just to get the smell. I got the house a little decorated. You can see my little snowman back here behind me. I moved him over. He was kind of half out of the shot, but I said, let's put a little Christmas cheer into the video today. I don't have a ton. I decorate, but I am more of a minimalist in some ways. I don't know. That's just part of it, is I don't have a lot of extra furniture. I have the main stuff, and then every once in a while I have something else, but I think I might be a little bit too minimalist. I think I probably should have a little bit more, but it's just, I'm not gonna worry about it here at this point. When we put this house on the market, the real estate agents will probably love it, because usually they tell you to get rid of things. She might be telling me to put things in here. I don't know. So, but what I have is up. I haven't decorated. I have a little tree that I put my handmade ornaments on. There's no stitching yet because, obviously I just got back to stitching last year, and I don't have anything finished, but I have paper ornaments and the glass balls. So I probably won't have any to show you next week because I'll be on location, but maybe the following week I'll pull out some of that, because it's always fun to make some of your own stuff. And I was looking, some of the things I used to make ornaments, I think I could also use as finishing for cross stitch stuff. So it's lovely to be able to combine all that. So that was this weekend. If you are up northern New England, I think you are getting the snow for the nor'easter this weekend. I think we are getting a lot of rain tomorrow, with maybe a little bit of snow. I'm hoping not a lot, because I might be hitting the road on Sunday. Like I said, be on location next week. I won't have much to show you. You'll see a different color background, but it'll still be in the blue shades, because apparently blue-gray combos are my thing, my jam for walls. So that'll be about it. But I hope you are well, and I hope everything is going well, and I guess that's all I have. So stay well this week. I hope you get good stitching in. I was listening. I don't know if any of you watch or listen to the podcast Pantsuit Politics. It's two women that talk about politics. And they used to have fairly divergent views. With today's political climate, they're a little bit closer in views, but they still have disagreements on some things, but they do it in a graceful and nuanced sort of way, listening to each other. So it's interesting to talk to. But through Thanksgiving, and I'm sure they'll do it through the holidays, their saying is, instead of just have a great day, have the best day possible for you. So, it was have the best Thanksgiving that is possible for you right now. And in some ways, that I like that idea that we have the challenges, but whatever we've got, we're making the best of it. So have the best week possible for you right now. And I'm stitching with you, and that's about it. Have just hopefully a productive stitchy week. And yeah, until next time, happy stitching.